Cool.
So before going, so I went to Puerto Rico, and before going to Puerto Rico, I was like, okay, it's a dry state, and I feel like I don't need weed,
But you would
but I would
like.
like some weed to take. But I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna take actual weed or like edibles. I want to I was just grab a cart. It's like the
Mm-hmm.
easiest thing to carry and like very portable, all that shit. But my worry was getting it across TSA.
Right.
Because I was like, okay, like I'm sure they have the X-rays and all that shit, so they could see
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and I'm just not trying to get arrested at the airport or like just run
Right.
into any trouble. And I was like, I think the worst case scenario is they just they find it, and they throw it away
Right.
because I'm still in a legal state, but like
Mm-hmm.
maybe like they're thinking, oh, his
He's
plan was
gonna
to take it.
smuggle. Yeah.
Exactly. So like we're gonna arrest his ass, like tackle him, all that shit. I'm not trying to go through all that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was looking. I think I didn't even look on Reddit first. I was just thinking, okay, I could put the pen in my book bag, but the cart, maybe I'd put it like in a toothpaste like tube or something. Like the carrier, the plastic ones, and just
I
put
don't
it.
think that really even matters though,
What do you mean?
because they can see it through the X-ray, no
Exactly.
matter what.
So that's what I was scared of. I was like, even if I put it in here, is it really gonna like work? Is it gonna do anything?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I don't know. So then, as as I'm approaching the airport, the whole ride to the airport, I'm thinking like,
You were so
bro,
tense.
yeah, I'm like, fuck, like, should I go
Oh.
back there right now and like take it out and like put it in like my book bag? Like, what should I do? I'm just over here thinking like the worst gonna happen. And so that's when I was like, okay, I'm just gonna Google it, and I'm gonna see like what pops up on Reddit. And so on Reddit, people were saying that like it's not that big of a deal. You can they carry it back and forth all the time across countries. Like it's like no one's gonna like stop you for a cart. And if they
Right.
do, you just say it's CBD or nicotine or like
Right.
tobacco.
Yeah, because people carry the nicotine ones like all the time.
Exactly. They carry like a full fucking pouch of this stuff, like different carts and like cartridges, a bunch of different cartridges and shit,
Mm-hmm.
and oils and diffusers and stuff like that. So like
Yeah.
they never get stopped for anything. So they just put it in there. But I didn't have anything like that. I was like, okay, so I gotta figure out what to do.
Also, you could also just put, if you're like super sketched out about the cart even being in your carry-on, even though nothing really would happen, just put it into like your checked bag, you
That's what I
know?
read too. But we didn't have
Mm-hmm.
shite bags. We just had
Oh,
carry-ons. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
and yeah. So I was like, okay. I saw this one person say that you just need to, or if someone has suggested, put it in your toiletry bag. But I didn't want to give it to my girlfriend because I was like, I'm not trying to have her be the one to carry it, and then like
Yeah.
for them to question her,
Yeah.
that's bogus as fuck.
Yeah.
So I'm like not gonna have that happen. So I'm like, okay, I have like chargers, I have cables in my book bag, so I can just put in my book bag. They're like, just blend it in. Like if you just act like it's part of your normal everyday carry, like they're not gonna question you about it. And so I
Right.
threw it in my. I took the pen off. I took the card off the pen, and I put the pen in my pocket so I could put it on the conveyor belt.
Mm-hmm.
Because if like any batteries and shit you put on there, right? And the cart, I just threw it in my book bag. I just with like the rest of the cables and everything. I
Mm-hmm.
just put it in there, and I'm going. So I'm like putting everything in the conveyor
You're
belt.
sweating.
Because it's the first time like I do anything like this. So I put in the conveyor belt, and I'm like, okay, like that's it. Like we'll see where it goes from here.
Oh my
And
god.
I'm going through the metal detector, and so now I'm past. Like I can see the TSA agent looking at the screens now, and like looking to see all the bags coming through,
Mm-hmm.
and I can see my bag like in the X-ray in the screen,
Oh.
and I'm like, okay, fuck. Like I could see like a bunch of little things, and I see him look at the screen and then look at the conveyor belt. And I'm like, oh man, like he did not like stop. Like this is not happening. And I'm just like in my head and I'm just like fucking sweating, like just staring at this man. And that was it. And he didn't do anything. He didn't get up. He didn't say anything. He didn't even like open shit. And I just got my stuff, put it back in my pocket, and that's it. I was gone.
Yeah.
And we had a cart for us in Puerto Rico.
That's fun.
And
That sounds like a mission.
dude, it was it's a little tense, but I think now that I know it's not as serious as I thought it was,
It's
I
like
don't.
whatever.
Yeah, it's
Would you
really
do it
whatever.
again?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if I would do like actual bud because my friend
Yeah.
who came from
No.
Colorado, he brought shit ton of edibles and he brought a ton of bud with him, but I don't think I could do that. I don't
Like
know if
on
I'd
an
be able to.
airplane?
On an airplane.
Stop. How?
Exactly. I don't
That I
know.
think that they would have to like had put it in their check bag. Just like really well like wrapped.
They just like he said that he just like spread it around the bag. Like he put some here, put some there, put some there, and then that was it.
Dang.
It was probably a checked bag, but
Mhm.
I don't know if they really give a fuck about that stuff anymore though.
If you're going from a legal state to a legal state, or
Well, that's my question. I don't know if like they care about the legal to legal or illegal to illegal. I don't know. I don't think they care at all.
yeah. Well, I think it's a very more lenient like here in the States, but you went to
Mhm.
Puerto Rico, like not that it's like outside of the country, but it's outside of the country, you
Yeah.
know? So I think once you start flying like that,
Internationally and
yeah,
shit. Yeah.
that's that could get scary.
I think it depends on the TSA agent too. Like if they're an asshole and they're like, "Oh no, like this little fucking half gram of wax
Whatever
right
it
here, whatever the
is.
fuck it is." Like, yeah, this is you're
Jail.
going to jail. Get his ass. But I mean, yeah, it wasn't bad though. But when we landed over there and we were looking around, there's so many dispensaries. They have a shit ton, but it's all medical.
Oh, okay.
But I was asking the Uber driver, and he's like, "Oh, you can get that shit the same day. You can get your car the same day and go to the dispensaries."
Oh shit.
So
That's funny.
yeah, it's not that bad over there. It's cool though.
Hey, young America, we need to talk about something called grass. Not that grass. I'm talking about marijuana. It's stimulating, mind expanding.
We ended up getting there we took a flight at midnight. The flight left at like 12:30 or something. We got there at like 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Nice.
Was it like 1:30 in the morning? I don't know. But we had to kill like 6 hours, 7 hours before the Airbnb even let us check in.
Oh
And we just
damn.
spent most of the time at the beach.
Oh, that's nice.
And then we found a little restaurant to eat at, and then back to the beach, and then back to the Airbnb. But dude, Puerto
Dang.
Rico's nice. 100% recommend.
Wow. I don't even know. No, what me and my boyfriend were talking about the other day was like where we don't even know where Cancun is. Like on the map, I couldn't tell you. I'm not gonna lie. I always thought it was like on the west coast of Mexico, but I don't even know. I'm sorry.
I thought it was the East Coast.
I have no idea.
Is it on an island? It's not on an island, right?
No, it's part of oh my god, if I get this wrong, people are gonna roast me, but I think it's Guerrero.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, that's where my mom's from.
Or is that Acapulco? No, I think that's Acapulco. Never mind. I don't know shit.
He's like, you guys don't have nice things.
But yeah, I have no idea. So Puerto Rico, I didn't know was like that close to like Cuba and like I don't know shit about the world. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like
So,
geography is just
yeah. Geography, but yeah, I didn't know it was like that close and stuff, and how close it also was to like Florida. But that's cool.
Did you see those videos where people were showing us how the actual sizes of countries?
Yeah,
Like how faked the sizes
The
of some
maps
countries
are?
Yeah.
for the sake of like having it be on like a map that you could read, but like the scale of it is just like
Unrealistic.
crazy.
Yeah.
But like, don't maps usually like tell? I don't know how to read maps that good. You remember in school, like they'd like the little
The writing
like
at the
measurement.
bottom?
Yeah, no, like the little measurements
Oh,
of like
okay.
miles and all that shit. Like it was like this much per like 1,000 miles, whatever. So I feel like maps kind of do tell you. You just don't really know how to like know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the theory behind it was it was like Christianity. I can't even fucking say it. Christianity.
Christianity. Jesus Christ.
And like they wanted to make those countries seem a lot bigger, and like that's why they made those countries on the map a lot bigger. Like that was like the theory behind it.
Sounds ugly.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, have you remember seeing the comparison between like the US and like Africa and how much just so much bigger Africa is? Like
I
how
haven't
many
seen
like United States can like fit in
That's
Africa?
fucking scary.
That's so scary. That's so scary.
That's wow. Did we talk about the rainforest already? How like only like 85 or 80% of it still hasn't even been discovered.
Rainforest?
Yeah.
I thought that was more like the ocean.
Well, that's
So,
the
like, a
ocean
lot.
too. But like the Amazon rainforest, I think it's the Amazon rainforest.
Mhm.
Like 80% of it still hasn't even been
Good.
touched.
I hope no one touches it.
But imagine what we could like find in there. That'd be crazy.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, just hella, like, just tribes of people. Like, people have to live there,
Mhm.
you know? Damn. Remember when we were talking about that one tribe that you were saying, like, they don't have, like a language or something like that, and we don't really know or understand how they communicate, or, like, how they could communicate with, like, outside people?
No.
No,
I don't
because like
remember.
we were talking about how like, oh, like I don't think they had numbers, some shit like that.
I don't
Sorry,
know.
but it was like they just, never mind. I don't know. We were talking about something like that, but same thing. Like it'd just be like crazy tribes out there.
Mhm. Did you ever watch that one movie, Red Inferno or Green Inferno?
Yes, by Eli Roth.
Mhm.
Eli Roth, right?
Yeah.
I really liked. Wasn't there like a book called The Green
was-
Inferno?
I think so.
But
so.
I didn't like the movie. Like the movie was so bad compared to like the book itself.
I hated that they tried adding like a comedic aspect to it.
Mhm.
It was like they're trying to be funny in the middle of the movie. Like I think if they got rid of that part of it, it would have been a lot better.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think the acting was good though.
Oh no, then definitely not.
You know, so I don't know.
I like the idea of it. I like that it's
Yeah.
cool to think that there's tribes of people out there that just have no outside communication with the world.
Right.
That's cool, and I'm sure it exists. It was like Peru, right?
I don't remember.
Hmm.
But no, yeah, I like the concept, and I like I said, I'm pretty sure it's a book too, but not the movie. Like I remember when it came out, I had like such high hopes for it because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I love
The trailer
this.
looked amazing.
Yeah. And then like you watched it, you were like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
So
Terrible.
yeah.
I just went to go see the new Saw movie that came out.
Oh, okay. So they've been passing a lot of commercials on YouTube. Literally yesterday, like
Mhm.
they passed one, and my boyfriend was there. Because you know what? We were watching like some shit about the game. I don't know, but they passed like a commercial for the Saw movie. I was like, fuck, like that looks so good. Like, I gotta go watch it. And then I looked at him and I was like, we're gonna go watch it. He's like, no. Like
Why?
he hates scary movies.
Oh, okay.
He hates it, and I'm like why? He only hates it because he doesn't like the ones where it's like too realistic, like this could possibly happen. He doesn't care for the ones that are like ghosts or like shit like that.
That's the shit that scares me.
Or just
the
like
most.
monsters or shit like
Uh-huh.
that, where he was like, I just know that wouldn't happen. But like the ones that are like slightly like there's some truth, like Midsummer, he hated it. Like I felt so bad on it. I didn't know how bad it was gonna be. So like when he watched it and things happened, I looked at him, I was like, I'm so sorry. Like I know this is too much for you.
It's disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we'll come back to the Saw movie, but like, what does he think when you talk about like ghosts and stuff? Because you believe in that.
I don't really think he does though. He's just like, like it's whatever. Like I've never really heard him tell any ghost stories or have any like paranormal experiences.
Mhm.
You know, so I'm just like, you're lame. I'm just kidding.
You haven't been traumatized yet. You're
You haven't seen some shit yet. But yeah. He did tell me I think he played with a Ouija board once. I know, dude. I know. If I would have known that from the get-go, I would have been like, I think I'm out. I'm out. But he told me like later on, and I was like, what the f-? He's like, well, that stuff, like, I don't think that's really real. Like, I'm like, stop. You brought something into the house. Now it follows you.
Oh.
But nah, I don't think he was like, well, like we said goodbye to it. Like he's like, we did it good, you know, basically. He's like, I was just kind of there. I don't think it was his idea, obviously. I think it was just like he kind of had to be there because everyone was like, fuck it, let's do this, you know?
Would
But,
he do Bloody Mary? Like, is he like? Does he not believe it to that point? Like, would you do it?
well, no. Would you?
No.
What the fuck are you laughing?
But would he?
I don't think so. I don't think he would. Not because like he doesn't believe in it. I think he would just think it's stupid. Be like, no, like I'm not gonna do that.
I don't know. We might have to. We might have to test it out. We'll see what happens.
No, I would be. He can test it out. But
You never
not
watched
me.
South Park, right?
No, I
There's
don't really
a-
like it.
There was this one episode where they did like their own take on the whole Bloody Mary thing, but it was
Mhm.
Biggie Smalls. This is just like a little thing. But they was like they get to say it 3 times, like Biggie Smalls in the mirror, he'll come behind you and like shoot you. The whole episode alone was like I think it was decent. It's definitely like not laugh out loud humor. It's stupid humor. You know, it's for a
Mhm.
reason. It's like on purpose. But
Right.
anyways, but the new Saw movie, I don't know. It was bad.
Oh no.
It was bad.
Don't
Like
tell
I'm
me
sorry for
this.
those who were like we're looking forward to it. But I mean the Saw movies haven't even been good since like the third one. After it became very much like franchised and they
Mhm.
sold off the rights to the movie, I feel like it's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a Saw movie. So if you enjoy the Saw series, go
Mhm.
watch it. I think you'd like it.
Hmm.
Because the traps and shit that's like what I like. That's what the aspect that I like about it. It's like how creative the traps can become,
Mm-hmm.
and they're creative. It's like
Oh.
okay,
Dang, you know what's crazy though is that they're probably definitely used in like real life. You know what I'm saying? Because like these ideas don't come from
Fuck.
nowhere. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So that's
Mhm.
scary.
That is scary.
But I did see this TikTok of how good like the Saw company franchise did, how well it did with their like blood drives and how to get people to like come
Oh wow.
because they had they're just like, oh, do you guys want to go see this movie? I think it was like they either got like a discount on tickets or like they got like I don't know, some special shit if like you would go and like donate blood for like the new movie. And they had like a shit ton of people go in and like donate like a shit ton of blood. It was really cool.
They used real blood.
No, like
What do you
that,
mean?
like to get people drawn to come to the movie.
Oh.
They like partnered up with like hospitals and stuff to like so they could donate blood and
I'm
like
stupid.
you know.
I genuinely thought they were
you're like the oh yeah, Nike allowed Lil Nas X to use real blood. But no, yeah, I thought it was really good.
That's crazy. I didn't know
Mhm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
They're the highest grossing horror
Franchise
ever.
No way.
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, they have like
The-
10 fucking movies at
The
this point, you
Conjuring
might
is
as
going to
well
be up there with them. With their new
Dude,
Conjuring movie that's coming out.
That looks good, right? That looks
I
interesting.
haven't seen, but I did see that one too, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like, I really want to see that
Well,
one.
I don't think it's out yet. I think it comes out like next month.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I will say I haven't kept up with like really any of them. I've only seen like the first and the second, and
That's
then
all you need.
and then Annabelle.
That's all you need. Like,
Are you
don't watch The
sure?
Nun. Like, The Nun is literally it's so dumb.
Stop.
So, okay, this is my thing with like Ghost, right, and The Conjuring. So you know, or maybe this was Insidious. I consider that all those like the same universe. But Insidious, did you watch Insidious?
Yeah.
You know when he's going up in the attic and before he opens the red door, he has to fight this demon with like the mouth that appeared in the bedroom.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
So like the reason or like the way he gets rid of that demon is by like just pushing him away. So he's just like, get out of here, and he like pushes him and he shoves him and like that was it. Like the demon
Uh-huh.
died. That to me is so stupid. It's like basically the same thing happened with The Nun. If you haven't seen The Nun, then I mean it's okay, you don't have to. But like that's how they killed the nun by telling her like get out of here, like leave, and like that was
No
it.
intricate fucking spell casting,
No,
like
like
fancy
nothing.
shit.
Like I get it, like it doesn't have to be that like witchy, I guess. But
Uh-huh.
I guess like I don't know. It's just like I think it was boring. There was
Oh,
nothing creative
okay.
about getting rid of the demon by just yelling at it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Like I did see what's it called? Like a list of all the movies in that universe and how it would be best to like, if you watch it however like in the order they came out in, but they did put them in order from like what it actually is like timeline wise. And I thought that was really interesting, but people have recommended doing the ones from like in order from like the timeline.
Based on the timeline?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I think like The Nun is like the very first one. And then it just goes on from there. But I like the Conjuring franchise because of the story and how it ties in like to everyone, to each single one of them. But like, that's it. I really like that.
I don't know, dude.
But like Annabelle like didn't do it for me. So like they're not like super like scary. I just like the story of it all.
Which one was Annabelle?
The first one?
Yeah, like what was happening in that movie?
It was like when the couple went and like first like met this like doll and like how like weird stuff started happening, and then eventually they put it into like that little museum like that. Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, there's like what, 2 other Annabelle movies, I think.
We went to go watch. I think Annabelle Coming Home was the first movie that we went to go watch post-COVID. That's when like theaters were either like, that was like when theaters were either closing down or when they reopened. But I remember watching that one and same thing. I was just like not amused.
No, not impressed.
It's like a certain kind of acting that you just know it's gonna be one of those movies. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Oh man, it's like Annabelle, The Nun. It's like a certain kind of acting and style of shooting that's just very like copy and paste. So it's just like pop-up scares and shit. Okay. And to be honest, I was a little disappointed by the Candyman trailer because of all like the pop-ups and like the loud noises. Like did you see the trailer?
Oh yeah.
When the girls are in the bathroom saying like Candyman, Candyman, and then the other girl walks in and like opens the door, but it's like a very dramatic, like loud banging door.
Like,
like no door makes that noise. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be that dramatic, but they did that to add the scare.
Right.
And that to me is just like it's cheap. You know?
A cheap thrill.
Yeah.
But I thought you were gonna say that the Candyman was good.
No, that comes out in like 2 months. They just put the trailer back out, so they're gonna put it back out in theaters.
Yeah, because they had to stop it, right?
Yeah. Because they didn't want to put it on. They didn't want to stream it.
Yeah.
Because who's the director? Because it's not Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele is like a producer.
Oh, I thought he was the. Oh.
It's a woman.
I don't know. Ooh.
So they wanted it to be a theater experience. Yeah.
Wow.
And so that's cool. I respect that.
You respect it.
Yeah. So that's why I'm gonna go watch it. And then A Quiet Place. You seen A Quiet Place?
I've seen the first one, yeah.
So there's a second one coming out, and that one looks really good.
You think so? I think it was like too much. I think the trailer for me was a little too much over the top. Like there's gonna be like all this shit happening, like very actiony. Okay. You know, whereas like the first one, it really did feel like a horror film, just like different. You know what I'm saying?
The second one gave me like Walking Dead vibes.
Oh, okay.
Like post-apocalyptic, like running into like different like tribes of people and shit, and like trying to survive. I haven't seen the first one.
Do you remember when Bird Box first came out? And what a fucking craze it was. I thought the movie was good.
It was alright.
I liked the movie. It was like a new thing.
Yeah.
Not really though, because it was very much like the what's that one movie? I wonder if it's called like I know you know what I'm talking about. Where it's like this like wave of energy like comes and like kills people.
This movie already existed before Bird Box?
Yeah. That was like an oldish one. People know which one I'm talking about, but I can't remember the name. But so I guess like not really a new concept, but that one took place I think in a bigger city, whereas like Bird Box took off in like this small town, right? But yeah.
So that was based, like Bird Box was based on that movie?
I don't think so. I think it just had a very similar concept. But yeah.
Do you have a top? See, I don't want to call them like horror movies either. Like what would you put like Conjuring and like that genre of movies in?
I think I'd still put like horror.
You'd put horror.
Yeah. Cause like there's a difference between like horror and like thriller. Cause like Gone Girl's a thriller, but it's not like a scary movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would say still like horror.
Do you have a top?
I would say
Say
like
top 3.
oh
The top 3. Top 3 is good.
fuck. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are gonna think this one's like super dumb, but I have mentioned this before, and it's just me because of like my phobia of like the dark. But I think Lights Out for me was like a really fucking scary one. Cause like, oh, whatever lurks in the shadows, I'm gonna throw up.
Ooh, the lights go off right now.
But no, yeah, that one really gets me. I wouldn't say that one's number one though. Number one would either have to be like Hereditary or I wouldn't even put Midsummer number one.
I feel like you talk about Midsummer a lot more than you talk about Hereditary. Like Midsummer, like really like mess with you.
Yeah, but that was more like a psychological, like thriller kind of scary movie. Like Hereditary was like horrifying to me. I was like, what the fuck?
I just rewatched it again. That shit's disturbing.
So that one to me was really scary.
Okay.
But I just talk about Midsummer more because I have an appreciation for it, you know? So good. But that and like I will say maybe see, I've watched a lot of scary movies, but I think Insidious, the first one.
Ooh, the first one is so good.
Yeah. I think that one really got me too.
Dude, the first time I watched Insidious, like the first one, I was in my living room. It was like 9 o'clock, like 9 p.m. It's dark as fuck already, and I was like by myself in the living room, and I had my headphones on, watching it on my like.
Oh, I thought you were watching it like on
laptop on my
TV.
computer. No, I was like watching it like this close. I'm just sitting by myself in the dark in my living room, and at the ending, do you remember the music at the end? Just how fucking loud it is. I was not expecting that, and I was sitting there with my headphones on, and that started playing. I was like, I just started like fucking tensing up and
Seizing?
shit. Yeah. No. I was like, what the fuck? I took them off. I was like, this is too much. It's intense. I did not expect it to be that bad, but it was a good movie. I like Insidious.
Yeah, dude, I watched it in theaters. That shit
oh wow,
scarred me.
What an experience.
Yeah, it was good though. I liked it.
Yeah, it's a good 3. Good 3.
Mm-hmm.
I like Sinister. Sinister for me will always
really get you.
Dude, that one always gets me. If you haven't seen Sinister yet, I promise you, watch it. You're gonna have a good time. But you have to like put yourself in the moment. Like you have to put yourself like in that environment of like just being in the dark, put it on TV or put some headphones on and just like truly just watch it, and you're gonna be disturbed.
Dang.
I like that one. I like The Grudge. Like, you ever seen The Grudge?
Oh, I've only seen the other version. Was it the Japanese version?
Oh, I think there is one. Yeah.
Jade and I and Michael, we all watched it because they're just like, oh, you haven't seen it? And I think they put it on. And it was, I'm not going to lie, like that shit was kind of scary. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're remaking it, or like they remade it. So stupid. Like it did not need to be remade. It did not need to be touched. And it's just another like, I think it's James Wan. So James Wan is like the guy who directed I think he does the Conjuring series. He did all the Saw movies. So he's just like a big name in that whole genre, but he relies heavily on like pop-ups and like shit like that. So it's just very, I don't know, movies like that to me are like cheesy now. Like it's not even scary, it's just like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like stress from the loud noises and shit. But what was I saying? Oh, The Grudge. So The Grudge, Sinister. Fuck, I don't even know like the good third one. When I was like 8 years old, my family watched this one Llorona movie, but it was in Spanish and it was really good. But I forgot the name of it and everything, but it was scary as fuck.
My dad made me watch this one movie, but it was like black and white. It was like really old. It was on like Cine de las Estrellas, if you guys know that show, and they passed it, and my dad was like, "Oh, this is the real scary one that got me when I was a kid." And I watched it, like it was lame, but I was like, "Fuck, dude!" Like I can just imagine my dad being like a kid and like watching it, and being like really scared. But I mean, I watched the new one, the remake that they not even a remake because I don't think they'd ever done a movie that got really big of La Llorona until they came out with La Leyenda de la Llorona, and I watched it and I was like, ugh,
Which one's that one?
this sucks.
That's the American one?
Yeah.
Oh, I think James Wan did that one too.
No way.
Yeah. He either produced it or he directed it. But
It was not good.
mm-mm.
I went on a date to go see that movie. It wasn't cool.
Low-key, the car scene was a little creepy when he was when the kid was in the car and like the windows thing started rolling up.
Oh,
Like, oh my
yeah.
god, or it started rolling down. I was like, oh hell no. Like
that part was tense. I will say the part was tense.
Remember the Paranormal Activity movies? How it just started everything. That was such a golden time.
It really was.
2006, I think.
Oh, I was not allowed to watch them. But I remember like the first time that I ever did watch them, I never watched the first one. I had to watch the second one because I think I watched it with like some of my friends. Or like we had a movie night or something. And they had watched the first one, so they were hyped for the second one. But like when I watched, I was like, damn, this shit was like fucking scary, right? But they were just like, no, the first one was way better. So I was like, fuck, like scarier than this. So yeah, I watched the first one and I was like, oh, okay. I see now.
Yeah, those movies are good.
The third one though?
Which one was the third one?
Wasn't the third one where like they saw the witch people outside?
Was it? Oh, man, were they like someone floating? Right, there was like a fire and like there was
there was like
the baby. Is that what it is?
I don't know.
No.
But it was like at the way end, the people were like outside. There's a big fire and like that stuff. So it was that one. That one really got me. Yeah,
that's just always disturbing.
Oh, I remember when that came out. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" It was good. I liked it.
For the Grudge, they made it into there's a video game about it where you're in a hospital. So you wake up in the hospital and you have to, I think, find your way out of the hospital. But the Grudge is basically following you around the hospital. And I don't know if that's like the objective of the game, but like now it's a popular like PC like computer game, and I think you'll like to play it.
You think
it's
so?
A little creepy, yeah. Watching like walkthroughs and shit, it's alright.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when we watched? So like, my old coworker, his name was John. Shout out John if he listens. He was telling me about that one video game. I finally remember the name of it. It was called PT. And it's what we watched the other day when like Jade was here. And how like that one was like one of the first games to be of like that type of like game, I guess, like where you do like the walkthroughs and you go. Game. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that to me, like that was really scary. That one really got me.
Those games are so stressful. I was on live the other night playing what the fuck is that? Outlast? I think it's called Outlast. Mm-hmm. And I got to a point where I got stuck in like some fucking corner. I just jumped or something. I got stuck in some corner and I couldn't move anymore. And the people watching, there's like 3-4 people in the live, and they're like, "Oh, I was saying like I have to get off now." It's kind of I was playing for like an hour, and I was like, "Either way, I'm gonna get off." And I'm like, I can't even move, so I'm gonna save the game here, and we'll just see where we go on from there like next time. And I forgot who it was, but like, damn, that's sus. Like you're just gonna get off once it start getting really dark.
Oh,
so that game fucks.
They're like, you're a pussy,
dude. It's so stressful. Like, oh my god. Because you're not able to like swing back or hit back, so you just have to run. Like that's the scary part.
Oh, oh my god. Yeah. Jade and Michael showed me this one game. It was like a video of it, or were they playing? No, I'm pretty sure it was a video of it where it was like just like animatronics, and it was like this dark like. I don't know if it was like like an arcade or something where there's just like animatronics everywhere and you have to like run and like hide in this like security. I think you're security for this like thing, and you go in and like you just have to watch the cameras, and if you see one of the like characters move, you have to like shut your doors so they won't like come and kill you. And it's so stressful. I was like, what the fuck? But it was so scary because like the faces of the
Mm-hmm.
fucking character things, like, they're so scary. But yeah.
You know what's hilarious? You know those TikToks where people are like, they either like see a scary thing like a shadow or like they hear a noise, and in the comments is like, I don't accept this. Like, what is it? I don't accept this negative energy. What is it called? What do they say? They're like, I don't claim this negative
Yeah.
energy. And there's some
That's so
comments that are
funny.
like, I claim this negative energy and give it to all of you guys. Dude, I love
Dude.
those comments. They're so
Dude,
funny.
some people are like true clowns in there. I love it. I think it's hilarious.
Dude, that's Juanito. Like, Juanito, if you're listening, that's you,
Juanito,
bro. Like,
that's
I know that's
you.
you commenting.
He's on his burner. Pussies.
But the TikTok that I saw those comments on, this guy he works at a theater, but it's like a big ass stage theater, not like a movie theater.
Oh, okay.
And he heard a noise from the main stage, and he goes to the main stage, and it's dark as shit, obviously.
He
Goes to the main stage, and then he's walking up the stairs, and he's like showing the camera around. I think I might have liked the video. I'll show it to you. So he's like he's paneling around the camera, and he turns around, and now he's looking towards the seats of the auditorium. And on the top section, you just see two figures standing there, just like staring right down at him. But you don't see their face features or anything. You just see that there's two figures, but they're standing completely still. And I don't know. I didn't think. I mean, it could obviously all this shit on TikTok could be fake, but like the way he was talking, it sounded very natural. You know, like just like casual.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't seem like it was staged at all. And so when I saw that shit, I was disturbed. I felt so unease.
But you saw it in the...
Yeah, you see them. You see them clearly standing there. Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? Did he post anything after that?
I don't know. I didn't look. I just saw the comments and I started laughing. I was like, okay, I'm just going to get out of here. It was like 12 p.m. I'm not going to do that shit right now.
What were people saying?
There was people saying, like, I don't claim this. There's those people saying, like, oh, those are just his coworker. Just like a bunch of like random shit.
Oh, okay.
I saw the creepiest fucking video. Do you have a chair in your room?
No.
Do you ever have a chair in your room?
No.
So this is what the video was saying. That if you have a chair in your room, you're
my
basically...
armpits are getting itchy. My armpits.
If you have a chair in your room, you're basically inviting someone to come sit with you and just watch you sleep at night. Like if you don't leave like a pillow on it or anything, you just have an empty chair. You're inviting someone to come at night and to watch you sleep. That was like the concept of the video. And then someone stitched it and was saying that when she lived with her boyfriend, he would have like his gamer chair at night, and she just always felt very uncomfortable with it, right? Just being in the room. Because she always woke up at like 3 a.m. and would hear like noises, and this chair would be facing them. Even though before she went to sleep, she would turn the chair around and face it towards the wall or something. But when she woke up at 3 a.m, this chair was facing them. And when I read
I'm gonna throw up.
Bro, I have 2 chairs in my room. I have a chair that faces directly my bed, and then my like couch that faces the wall. But the chair that faces my bed, I always leave it like empty. It's just always an empty chair.
Right.
And I never thought of it that way. And I don't wake up at like 3 a.m. You know, it's like that's like witching hour or whatever. But I did like 2 nights ago. I woke up like 3 a.m. I think it was hot as fuck in the room. I think that's like all it was. I didn't really like feel like there was a presence.
Yeah.
Dude, but to be honest, yesterday, as I was getting ready to like just call it a night and play some Xbox, my keys like jingled on my dresser, and like there's no way, like, dude, this never happens. Like literally never happens. I placed my keys in a way that like there's just not gonna move.
Yeah.
And they jingled. Like it's like a quick little, I fucking wish I can like, all right, right here. It was literally, it's like someone just did like like that. So like we can play close to the mic. So like if my keys are just like here, right, and then you just go like that. That's all you heard. And I was like, okay, I could either just choose to ignore the.
I'm gonna go sleep with my mom.
Where's the dog at? But I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna ignore this one. You know, it's okay. Like not all. If there is a spirit, not all spirits are bad spirits.
Right.
And maybe
if they wanted to kill me, they would have done it by now. Why wait until now?
Yeah. But I don't know. I've never really experienced stuff like that to happen to me. Like every once in a while, maybe here and there, you know, I'll experience like one thing out of the blue. But for the most part, the shit like that just doesn't happen to me. So I brought some shit back from Puerto Rico. I don't know. I think I'm fine though. I'll let you know if anything else happens.
Damn. You're spooky. I really like in this apartment is like very big. So you have to walk down this like very narrow hallway to get anywhere, like from across the apartment. And like at night, turning off all the lights on my way to my room door and having to like look back this like long hallway, and it's like the kitchen, our garbage can or trash can is like right in that view. And sometimes like I look back and like it looks like a very small figure, and I'm just like I'm just not gonna look, you know, like
it's a duende.
Those things are fucking scary. Okay, I really want to know, anyone in Chicago listening, have you guys ever experienced a duende here in Chicago? Because I feel like they just wouldn't be here.
No, I think that's like only in, I mean, I doubt it's only in Mexico where that happens.
No, I'm pretty sure it happens like here too.
Really?
I think so.
You either have to bring that shit back with you or I don't know. I don't know. I'm not trying to
catch
deal
one
with that shit. Hell no.
That is spooky. Like whenever I show like my boyfriend videos of this kind of stuff, he's like, nah, like stupid. That he's like, oh, this is edited, or like whatever. I'm just like, why can't you just believe a little bit? Because I did show him like a duende one, and like now every time something happens, he's always like, oh, it's one of the duendes, huh? Like, shut up.
I feel like people like that who don't really believe in stuff like that.
One good scare and they'll be believers for fucking life.
He's gonna start wearing a rosary every day.
Oh, let me find out you're one of the kids that would wear a rosary to school.
What's wrong with that? What the fuck? What's wrong with that?
When it was like a huge trend, everyone would wear a rosary. I remember I had like a glow in the dark green and white one that I would wear.
You said let me find out. You're over here talking about your stuff. You're projecting right now, Jack.
No, I had one, but let me find out you had one too. I had one.
But I only had it because of CCD.
Oh.
You know, because of that. After that, I feel like I didn't really wear it. That's when I was going through my whole like God isn't real phase, and I'm like, I don't need this.
I don't need this negativity in my. I don't claim this negative energy. Dude, tell me why we would have CCD inside of like the church school. So like we had a church, and then the church had like its own like Catholic school, and it was like a private school. It's like one of the only private ones in the town. And I think it only taught like pre-K through like, I want to say like 6th or 7th grade. And then they would go off to the middle school, or they could go on to like one of the bigger like private high schools or whatever. But we would have CCD in these kids' like classrooms. And it was like later in the day, because CCD wasn't up until like after school, like on a Wednesday or something like that. So it was like 5 or 6, and then you would get out of like 7 or 8, some shit like that. And I remember we were just some badass kids. Like everyone that I went to like CCD with were also like in my middle school / high school. Like we were all classmates and stuff. So we would be lucky if we got paired up in the same class with them. And they're just like some badass kids. And like we'd go in there and like everyone would have like their nice little desks and stuff. And they would just steal shit out of the desks. Like their erasers, like the kids' pencils and shit.
Y'all are bogus.
And I remember a lot of the times they had to tell us, the teachers would tell us like, okay, like I'm really going to be watching you guys because last week a lot of things were taken from like the room because like they would tell on us, you know, and they had to like yell at us. I was like, fuck that. I'm taking these kids cool because like since they were fucking private school, they got out like really nice like you remember the little monkey erasers?
Yep. The ones that go out under the pencil?
Yep. That bitches had every single color. I was like, I'm gonna take them all. Fuck them. They could buy more. My parents would not.
You know what's my favorite like childhood thing from that is what are the scented markers?
Okay.
But you know like which specific I said flavor. Which specific scent?
The grape?
The cherry one, the red one.
Oh.
I don't know what it is about the scent. And anyone
they put crack in it.
Dude, they must have. Because like I put the shit so close like to my nose. Just like sniffing this shit because it smelled so good that to this day, if I ever smell anything remotely close to that, it takes me back to that, like just like being like 8 years old and smelling. And anyone who like knows that scent, they know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm gonna get you one. I'm gonna get you the peck of the marker. We'll see. But like this
is a patented scent. They guard it with their lives.
I don't even know what it is. It's just an amazing scent. I think it's like the red cherry or black cherry or some shit like that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Yeah. I remember. How much were Smencils? I feel like they were like $1, weren't they?
How much
to get Smencils?
What's that?
The smelly pencils.
I don't know. I'm talking about the markers.
No, I know, but like the Smencils were like a huge thing too.
I didn't know those existed.
Fuck. Like they come in like those big like buckets, and like they would have like all these like different scents, and they would sell them. They have some like book fairs, the Scholastic fairs. I was in that bitch stealing.
I know your ass was.
Damn, them books were like so expensive.
Yeah, dude.
You know? So I was like, fuck that.
I got this little like twister thing. That's like the only thing I ever bought from this Scholastic book fair. Was just like this tornado in a glass thing.
Oh,
remember,
yeah,
like you shake and it makes a little twister in it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually bought it. Two kinds of people.
No, I remember I would take a couple books.
Tell me if you remember this book. It was I think we talked about this maybe. It was a heated blanket, and the person who had the heated blanket became invisible overnight. Do you remember this book?
No.
No. So the story was honestly that's like one of the books that stand out to me from that like time period. I think it was either a girl or a boy, and they received a heated blanket for their birthday or some shit.
I think you did tell this story.
Yeah, and then like overnight, I think during a storm, there was like something that happened, and like the heated blanket like caused them to become invisible, and then like they had to like go through life and kind of like figure out. They were having an identity crisis like at that age of like.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But good story, really good book.
What if they did have the heated blanket, and then a storm did come, and then the only reason people can't see them anymore is because the blanket electrocuted them and they died, and then now they're just going through life like no one can see them because they're dead.
Damn, that sounds like some like Cartoon Network like conspiracy shit, you know, with like Ed, and Eddie, how all those kids are dead.
Oh yeah, I saw that, but I was like, what the fuck? Like I don't think so.
It kind of makes sense when they break it down and shit.
Or they also had that one, but with like Phineas and Ferb. that
Yeah,
they
what
were
was the
like
one with that
dead.
one?
I think that like they were dead, but they were like kids before, and like that's why Candace is the only one that can really see their like tricks they play or whatever, and like she tries to tell her mom and whatever.
I heard one that Candace was schizophrenic. And like that was the reason why, and that was the reason why she was seeing all these things and like hearing it, and like their parents would never believe her because they obviously couldn't see it.
What the fuck?
Mhm.
These are getting too crazy. Wait, I want to hear a good like SpongeBob one though. Someone send your like SpongeBob theories to me.
Damn, there's probably some good SpongeBob ones.
Mhm.
Oh, the fucking Krabby Patty.
Oh, and
You
how
seen
like
that?
how it's like made out of the secret ingredient is like crabs.
Crabs, yeah. And the what's it called? The fucking
The
restaurant?
lobster cage
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
or crab cage. I'm pretty sure it's a lobster cage. I
Because
don't
there was a
fucking know.
clip and Mr. Krabs was like, "Oh, like that's what I taste like," when he like finished eating one.
But I would have to know more of the context of like why he said that, because I'm sure
True.
there's like an explanation.
True.
But that's a good one. But everyone's like, well, why would Plankton want the formula if he already knows?
Well, I mean, I think they were saying that he's the good guy trying to figure out what the formula is because he doesn't know what the formula is. That's why he wants it.
But I thought he knew that like the secret ingredient was crab.
I don't know. I thought the whole like base of Plankton's existence was for him to figure out what the formula was so that he can make the Krabby Patties too.
Who knows?
Because there was one episode where remember he got the recipe, but it ended up being Plankton. Like ended up being like him.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah.
But like, did he take that as truth or no?
I doubt it. I mean, this is fucking TV show. Man. I don't fucking
I don't
know.
Well, like I feel like you would know maybe if like because I don't really know if like any of the episodes went in any type of order. You know what I'm saying? So.
Do you remember Creepypasta?
Yeah, but only like the threads of them.
So I'm gonna send you a link to one. And for anyone watching or here listening to this, look this up. I promise you, you're gonna have a good time watching this. But look up Squidward Suicide. It is one of the most disturbing videos I've ever seen of like a SpongeBob like never released episode. It was like I think the basis of the story was
Wait, is this like a real like unreleased episode?
they made it out to be that, but I don't think it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like they like had an extra episode where like Squidward basically was just like he was done with his SpongeBob because he was like so annoyed and like he became crazy and like just was going through it. And I don't really remember much, but it was very disturbing when I watched it, and it was like 10 minutes long, maybe 5 minutes long, like them breaking down like the story of like the unreleased episode. But if you have a chance, watch it. It's a good watch.
Dang. I just remember reading the Dear David one. And like I really didn't think it was like too bad.
Quit playing.
But
bro.
no,
You weren't trying to watch that by yourself.
I wasn't because everyone who anticipated it made it out like this super scary thing. So I was like mad tense, like reading through it. And then like I would like see the pictures and be like, ugh. Then I'd be like, okay, I accept it a little. It was creepy. I will give it that.
I think when you're scrolling through it and you see the picture of the fucking kid standing in the bed, that's the part that, oh no.
Like it's the anticipation of getting to that and then like seeing it, which is like really fucking scary. But yeah.
I think what it did is a good job at is that like the pictures showed him every little bit getting closer and closer to him, right? And I think that's like in the Conjuring with the pictures. Oh no, it was in Insidious. The pictures that they took him as a kid.
Yeah.
Each picture was her getting closer and closer to him.
Yeah.
I think that's the part that's fucking scary.
And then at the way end, like it was just her. Yeah.
Like that's what bothers me is that like at night, it's just like standing there next to you and you don't even know.
Whoever's like sitting in your chair.
Quit playing.
Now your armpits are getting itchy. No, I think I have to explain why my armpits get itchy. Like when I get scared, I get like goosebumps, and then my armpits like get itchy.
Pedro gets like that with like he scratches his head when
Mhm.
stuff is spicy.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he's like he starts scratching his head because like he eats something that's very spicy. So
Hmm.
kind of the same
But yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Spooky stuff. I'm gonna have to make the tinga on Saturday really spicy. I gotta see this.
Dude, I had this stupid dream one time. I don't think I ever told you. Did I tell you I had a pet turtle?
I think you told me once.
Yeah, I was like fucking like 10. And I had a pet turtle for like a couple months before it passed away. And I buried it in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And did I tell you about this dream though?
Mm-mm.
So I woke in my dream. I woke up in my room and I go downstairs and I walk towards my kitchen, and I'm looking out the kitchen door, right, like towards the backyard, and I'm still inside the kitchen, but on the outside of the door, this little turtle covered in like this white like light started floating up to the window, and now I'm face to face with this turtle, and I had this dream that I asked like not even a couple days after I buried the turtle.
What?
That's all I remember from the dream. I don't remember anything else. I just remember this little fucking thing just floating up to the window, and now I'm face to face with this turtle, and that was it.
Oh, what if it was like thanking you for giving it
I
such
doubt
a good
it. I
life?
probably fucking killed it, to be honest. I was 10 years old. I don't know how to take care of a fucking turtle. Because I remember cleaning
Aw.
out what's it called? The little tank that I had, and I was like cleaning the turtle, and its head was just like bobbing left to right.
It was just limp.
It's just
Oh,
dead. And I went to my parents. I'm like, look.
you're holding up a dead
what's
fucking
wrong
turtle
with
to your
it?
mom's face. Mira.
Yeah, I think I was crying, and I was like, what happened to it? And then they were just like, it died. Flush it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Am I gonna flush it? So I took it outside and I buried it.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I would.
That's
Did
it.
he cry?
Dude, that was my first pet. It was sad, but it's okay.
I've never had to bury a pet before, and I'm really sad to think that like I
Stop.
have to. I'm gonna be alive when my like family dog dies. That makes me so sad.
Dude, I heard the saddest thing the other day. To us, our dog is only a part of our life, but to them, we're like its entire life. Isn't that the saddest thing ever?
It's so sad. Oh, you know what is super sad? So my little sister, she's a vet tech, and the clinic she works for does a lot of house calls. So usually, like, I mean, you can go in and have like a euthanasia like at the clinic, but when people have a little bit more money, they do a house call, and then like they go and then they euthanize the dogs in their homes, like with their owners and stuff. And my sister's like, oh, it is the saddest thing on earth. Like that just sounds so painful.
Fuck.
Because like you're there in someone's home while like they're losing someone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like a very emotional, and she's like, yeah, it's like really hard to keep it together, but she's like,
You have to.
yeah.
It's her job.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's so
It's
sad.
so sad.
And fucking TikTok. Fuck TikTok, because it's been showing me a lot of videos of dogs dying. And like I know my dog's getting old, but I genuinely think my dog still has like
A good
she
couple
still has
years.
like 3 to 5 years. I
Mhm.
genuinely think so. I think by now she was predicted to be dead because like that breed.
Mhm.
They just don't live that long. But I think like I get so sad when she waits on me to take her outside, because she doesn't go outside with anybody. My mom tries to take her out, but she's like, no, I'm not, because I let her just do whatever. I'd be
Mhm.
like, all right, you got 10 minutes, and 10 minutes I'm taking you back inside, and that's it. But when I don't take her outside, I'm thinking like, oh, what is she thinking? Like when I leave the house and like she's at the door and I just close the door on her, like what is she thinking? Like does she think like I'm mad at her? Does she think she did something bad? I don't know.
Oh.
I get so in my feelings about it. I'm just like, all right, I just gotta go. I gotta go do my errands.
Mhm. That is so sad. Like my first dog, I don't know if I ever talked to my first dog was a shithead. It was such a shithead. And on the live, I revealed that my dog was from Mexico. So both of the dogs we've had as a family, they've both been from Mexico, but we bring them when they're like very small puppies. And so we like smuggle them. We just like toss them in a bag and we just like cross the border and stuff. So we did that for both of them. And then the first one we had was just so completely unruly. Like that shit, it could not be trained. He could not be trained. And he like bit everyone. Like he hated everyone, but he hated us too. So it wasn't like personal or anything. And people like still bring up like my first dog. Like all my friends were like, yeah, you remember your first dog? Yeah, he was
Remember your shithead dog?
Yeah. And like everyone hated him. And like we kind of loved him, but he was like really mean. But one day, we had brought the dog to my grandma's house and there was a party going on. And we usually had him tied up at a very far tree because we didn't want to leave him in the house alone. He was already a shithead. Like he couldn't go unsupervised. So we had him like by a tree somewhere far away. And these like little shithead kids, like my cousins, they wanted to go and like fuck with the dog. And we would all tell him like, don't do it. Like, you guys already know how he is.
He's gonna bite you.
Yeah. And they go over there. The dog is getting riled up. And the kids start like pulling its tail, like pulling its ears. And it bit one of the kids. And my uncle got pissed. They were just like, they got pissed to the point where they're just like, no, you have to get rid of him or we're gonna like call the pound on you. Or like animal control or some shit. So my parents obviously didn't want that. Like the dog has already caused like a bunch of problems. And like they were getting really pressed. And we were just trying to like, dude, your kids are like fucking with the dog. Like what did they expect? And it wasn't in like a terrible like bite. It was just like a little like...
little nip.
Yeah, and it started bleeding a little, but they were pissed. And yeah, so the next day, the dog was gone. We didn't know what happened to it. Like, my dad went to work. Pretty sure he took the dog.
Fuck.
And then when we got home from, like, school or something, like, the dog wasn't there. So we were like, what the fuck happened to it? And my parents never told us. And like, I know what happened because I overheard my mom a couple of years ago talking about, oh yeah, well like Salvador had to get rid of the dog. Like, I think he just like left it somewhere. And because they were going to call animal control, like we were going to get fined or like whatever. And yeah, like he got rid of the dog. And you guys
didn't have papers for the dog either.
No. But we took him to the vet. You know, I don't think it really mattered if he had papers or not.
Oh, okay.
Like he was taken to the vet. He was like up to date. But that was that. And then now when they try to tell that story, I always bring it up. And I'm like, no, stop lying. You know exactly what you did to the dog. And like my other sisters don't ever want to like admit it. They're just like, oh yeah, well like, because my parents told us the dog ran away. You know, no, he didn't. And yeah, that was it. They're just like, no. And I'm like, no, I know what happened. Don't try to lie. And every single time I bring it up, my dad doesn't say a single thing. I was so pressed. R.I.P. my dog. I liked it. But see, I never lost the dog. Like, he never died. And I never had to go through that. Yeah. I just like to think that maybe he's still somewhere alive. You know? But
like, even though he was like a little shithead, like I feel like there was still some understanding. Like, you have your space, we have our space. Like, you know, we don't fuck with you, you don't fuck with us. It's okay though.
Yeah, and like sometimes like you let me pet you, and it's like nice. Yeah, you know.
Exactly.
So yeah, but like this like newer dog, he's still a little young. He's still a little bit unruly. I don't know what it is about the Mexico water. But he's a little bit crazy, but he's a lot nicer. He doesn't bite. Like he can be around kids. Like he just gets like really riled up a lot. He gets like a little crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna be really sad if he like goes. Cause like same thing, like his breed, he's like mixed with a pug. So
noise, right?
So the nose is a little bit closed off. And like what my sister, like at her clinic, like what they do is usually open up the airways for the dogs
Oh,
just a
wow.
little bit more so they could like have a little bit better quality of life. But she's like, I don't know if I want to do that yet because he like seems fine and he's still young. So
Okay.
maybe later on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, man. That's gonna be one sad day.
I know.
Well, we have the Discord now available.
Mhm.
Thank you for guys who already joined. There's like 15 people with us. I think like 15. But if you're in
Mhm.
there already, thanks for joining. If you want to join, go ahead. We have the link in the like any of the bios. Any
Mhm.
like just find any link anywhere. It'll probably lead you to the back to the Discord.
For sure. I know some people. I don't have the Instagram linked on that yet, but I'll do it just because I linked it first to the Instagram. So I was like, I'm not gonna link it if it's
Mhm.
already here. But I'll do it for the people who like find us on like TikTok or YouTube and stuff. So I'll do that, and you just like click it, and then you join. We're probably gonna do something on Thursday. I want to try out the voice feature
Oh
or
shit!
something.
Okay,
I've never done that before.
let's do it.
So if we could just get a couple more people in there, so it could be a party. We're gonna do a little sesh that day. But I'm
Let's say like
excited.
Thursday at what time? Because this comes out on Thursday.
I could do Thursday like it's like midday. Or like is that early? I could do it later in the day.
I don't know what everyone has going on, to be honest.
Yeah, I know it's a Thursday. People
Yeah.
go to school. Juanito's got to go to school. But I might do in the afternoon then. Maybe like 5.
Okay.
That's a good
Yeah,
time.
for sure. So come and join us.
Mm-hmm.
We'd love to have you. Love to meet everyone who actually listened to the pod. Be cool.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. See you later.